Hello everyone, welcome live to 3Y TV, tonight's broadcast of the Taz Racing Customs Superspeedway Series here on YouTube. I'm Peter Short, and joining me in the booth here tonight is William Kerwin. It is the season finale here tonight. All eyes are on these four drivers: Colin O'Leary, Jason Gracias, Chris Darling, and Jeffrey Vickery. One of those four drivers will walk away with the championship title at the end of tonight, William. And we have a long race here at Talladega Superspeedway to figure out which one of these drivers will be the champion. But with the racing that we have seen over the past couple of weeks, the number one machine of Jason Gracias will be one driver to really watch out for here tonight.
Yeah, he's been doing a really good job here lately. The thing is, these guys need to be careful with their pit stops this week. Again, we've seen over the last few weeks pit stop issues. Jason Gracias, though, he has been dominating the series the last few weeks, as you said. But he's got a tall order tonight to try to get that championship from Colin O'Leary.
Yeah, and we are green flag in the qualifying session here for the final race of the 2021 Taz Racing Customs Superspeedway Series here on 3Y TV. Want to thank each and every one of you for joining us in the chat. You'll start to see those times trickle in on the left-hand side of the screen. Brett Wilson in the number 10 machine is currently top of the board, but about that number 62 machine, he's been so fast all year long. There he is out there on the racetrack right now, working his way down the backstretch, and really started off the season really strong, William, and hasn't really looked back.
No, he's been, as you said, dominating this season, winning, leading the points right now by 13. At one point, he did have like a 30-somewhat point lead there, but, he did miss that one race a few weeks ago because of some connection issues. He's been kind of getting involved in some contacts, some accidents lately, but we'll see if he can just finish here strong with another top five tonight. Yeah,
and currently that machine is third place on the board. JT Poole in the number 26 machine going to jump up to top of the board. Doug Neal in the 78 has been really fast over the last couple of weeks in his SIMBOX Chevrolet. He jumps up to second on the board. Here is Jason Gracias. What can he do on his hot lap coming across the start-finish line? Where is that number one machine gonna place? Sixth position on the board here. So starting inside the top 10, it looks like, as most of the cars have completed their qualifying lap time. One of those drivers who is yet to complete his laps is the number 47 machine of Christopher Darling right here. And Darling's another one of those championship contenders here tonight. William trying to finish strong. We saw him win in the Stay Tuned Sports Truck Series here at Talladega last season. Do we think he can get to victory lane here again tonight?
I don't know. It's gonna be a tough race. Listening to these guys earlier today, there's gonna be a lot of single file racing, according to them. We'll see what happens. But Darling needs, he's gonna need to win pretty much and get some bonus points to be able to get this championship. But it's not out of the woods. Same thing with Jeffrey Vickery. He's gonna pretty much need to win this race and get at least 3 bonus points, while the rest of the drivers don't get any points.
Yeah, Chris Darling here working his way through turn number 3 and 4. Only 40 seconds left here in qualifying. And if you're looking at the timing board on the left side of your screen, Jeffrey Vickery has yet to even turn a lap in his Threat Level Midnight number 21 machine. Big shout out to Threat Level Midnight Motorsports for sponsoring tonight's race. In fact, they sponsored last week's as well. Where did Chris Darling go on the board? 8th position for the number 47 machine, that M&M's Toyota Camry. Where is Jeffrey Vickery? Well, here is Jeffrey Vickery. Only 12 seconds left here, William. He's not going to be able to get a lap time in the number 21 machine, so we'll have to see him come from the back tonight.
Yeah, he's going to cross the line here right now. See if he even got a time in. I don't think so. Actually, it looks like he did. Not sure where he ended up, but he's going to have to get from the 26th starting position, it looks like, and he's going to have to make his way to the front quickly and without any incidents.
Yeah, that is definitely going to be fun to watch him slice his way through the field here tonight. Let's see if we can bring up those qualifying results for you folks back at home. Tuning in here tonight, JT Poole, the Max Grafix Racing number 26 machine atop the leaderboard here tonight. Mitchell Adams, he was actually up here in the 3Y TV booth last night, folks. If you didn't get to watch it here on the channel, well, Mitchell Adams making his debut here on 3Wide TV, commentating alongside me last night. It was a really good broadcast. He did an excellent job for his first time up here in the booth, that is for sure. Doug Neal, Colin Ullery will be on row number 2. Ullery, of course, one of those 4 drivers contending for the championship, coming in tonight as the points leader. Andrew Himmelman, Brett Wilson on row number 3, Jason Gracias, Chris Darling, row number 4, Nathan Maurer on row number 5 on the inside with Paul Bilson to his outside. And I'll tell you what, Paul Bilson has had absolutely zero luck, William, trying to get a little bit better luck here tonight.
Yeah, we'll see what he can do. I know he's been up there a little bit, and then whatever kind of bad luck strikes him has happened. And we've seen that with a lot of drivers there recently with the bad luck with pit stops. We saw that at the iRacing Superspeedway. There was a big wreck coming into pit road, and took out a lot of good cars, but we'll see what happens here tonight. Again, pit stops, those green flag stops have been issues for a lot of these drivers lately, and those top 4 points do not need to have those issues tonight if they want to win this championship.
That is for sure. Starting behind Paul Bilson, Evan Gilbert in the number 28 machine. John Cannizzaro will be starting alongside him. Sean Kostritza in the 46 will start 13th. James Woodard 14th. Brad Kirby, Dominic Provite on row number 8. Joe Tardif and Shane Ledoux will be rolling off from row number 9 here tonight. Back behind them, however, will be Ben Adams, Ullman Hall, Robert Narberg, they're 21st. Woody Woodard, 22nd. John Doble, Jason Freeman, Stephen Doziak Jr., Jeffrey Vickery, Brian Bradley, and Jimmy Reynolds rounding out the field here tonight. But you see all those cars rolling out there on the racetrack, and it's going to be an absolute blast here tonight. Talladega with the Cup cars for the final time. But William, next week we do have one final race for these drivers, and they're going to be going to the figure 8 at Irwindale. I'm sure we're going to see some smashing. It's going to be a lot of fun as JT Poole goes down there and says, you know what, Blue Cone, I don't like you very much. I'm just going to knock you over, and just, having a little bit of fun out there on the racetrack.
Yeah, these guys need to blow off some steam, and this is a good opportunity next week for them to do that. And then we'll get right onto, they're going to be switching to the trucks for the next season that starts up for this series, the Super Speedway series. And we'll see how the trucks do better than the Cup cars next year.
Yeah, those trucks punch a bigger hole in the air, so they make drafting a little bit more exciting. Who we got in the chat here tonight? Crapton Crap, yes, that's right, that's his name, in the chat here tonight, saying, bring it home for NCM, let's go Gilbert, let's get a top 10. Christy Woodard saying, come on Wolf Pumps. Tana Himmelman rooting on Andrew and Ben Adams here tonight, and Stephen Doziak Jr. saying under 4.5 cautions. That's, I guess, the over-under number here tonight at Talladega. Anyone have any thoughts? Over or under 4.5 cautions here tonight? Pace car going to head down pit road for the first time here tonight. If Stephen is under 4.5 cautions, then hopefully the final time here tonight. But we're about to go green flag here. Going to be a fun one here at Dega, William.
Yeah, we see the cars coming down the front straight. Remember, the start-finish line is on the other side of pit road, on the other side of the tri-oval. Here they come. The flagman's got the green flag, still holding it, and it is green flag right now. There they go, green, 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 down the front straightaway.
I need to come up with a term like boogity, 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 but maybe that's something I can work on here on 3Wide TV over the next couple of weeks. But it is JT Poole who gets the boogity under the hood in that 26 machine, pulling out to an early advantage here. He has got himself clear, as has the number 78 machine of Doug Neal. They're halfway down the back stretch for the first time here tonight. Look at all the jostling happening. That's the number 10 machine of Brett Wilson on the high line, who was definitely having some wiggles there. But it looks like he gets everything sorted out as Mitchell Adams trying to lead that high line, but that high line just not going anywhere yet.
No, I was watching Ullery trying to push the 49 car, could not get anything going here. And again, it looks like that inside line is going to be the place to be. So we got to see if these guys can get down there anytime soon. We see Ullery trying to make a run to the bottom, but cannot. There's no gaps for him. Maybe behind the 3 car, or he's going to try to maybe squeeze in there. Nope, not going to happen. They're heading down into turn number 1 for the second time. Still watching Olery there. We watched the digger cam and all those cars go by. And off the turn number 2, single file, but then about halfway through, we have double file racing.
Yeah, so we've seen a lot of single file racing here on 3Y TV over the last couple of months in this particular series. Ever since iRacing changed the package, excuse me, we've heard some drivers really not enjoy this package because it seems like you were able to get away from the other drivers, and that's kind of what we're starting to see here as this second pack right now, led by the number 3 machine of James Woodard, has Brad Kirby kind of as the stepping stone in the middle of the 2 packs. But as of right now, that front group that's really lined up starting to pull away just a little bit.
Yeah, we see now they're trying to get single file, so we'll see if this group will stay together or not now that the pretty much the majority of the field is single file. I'm trying to take a look through the field, see if anybody's still side by side. We still have some 3 wide. Olery is dropping way back to, I'm not even sure what position he's in right now, but he is way back in the pack there.
Yeah, he dropped like an absolute stone, as has a lot of the contenders for the championship. The only one that hasn't is the number 1 machine right there, Jason Gracias, in the Total Nonstop Racing Ford Mustang. He's currently running in the 4th position. That's where he wants to be here tonight, running up there near the front of the field to pick up all the points. If you're joining us for the first time this season, this particular series has kind of a Formula 1 style point system. If you finish outside of the top 10, you don't automatically get any points. You have to get bonus points if you want to earn points finishing outside the top 10. So it really pays to finish up near the front of the field and avoid any type of incidents and pick up bonus points where you can. You do get bonus points for leading laps, for having the fastest lap, for winning the pole, those sorts of things. But right now, the number 1 machine of Jason Gracias is the only driver with a shot of winning the championship here tonight inside the top 10.
Yeah, Olery dropped way back to 16th position. So right now, if I calculate properly, I'm not a mathematician, but I think Gracias may have this locked up. But, you know, this thing can change pretty frequently there. But the whole field is now single file, but there are some gaps in the field. So we'll see if this is how it's going to be the rest of the race. And we'll see how these pit stops happen when they come up in about another 13 laps or so.
Yeah, you can see the whole field going past our back straight camera. Just so many of those cars now are single file. It is unbelievable that this package, all of a sudden you all get single file, you run your way around here. But I mean, to be fair, this is what you often see nowadays in the actual NASCAR Cup Series races at these super speedways. They all tend to get single file, and they just kind of race single file for quite some time. It takes a little bit of time for the drivers to start to make some moves, and we'll have to see if that happens. Ooh, Chris Darling, the 47 machine back there. That was a big moment. Let's see if we can go back here on the 3-wide TV replay and see exactly what happened here to the number 47 machine. He was running right behind the Mountain Dew machine, who's right in front of him. Who was that? That was the number 39, I think, Dominic Provite. There was that contact, and what a great save out of those 2 drivers.
Yeah, I was even watching, even behind that, there was almost some spin there, but they were able to get it straight. But that's not what Darling needs to happen. Going back to Olery, he is back to 21st position right now. And we have a car slow on the track right there in the middle. I'm not sure who that is. Going through the tri-oval.
I don't know what happened here. It looked like Chris Darling had some issues. Let's see if we can slow this down here. This is really strange. So we're looking out the back of the 47 machine, and the 25 right there just goes straight into the back of the 47. It's almost like the 47 slammed on the brakes or something. And just like that, Chris Darling in the 47 machine is completely tore up. Ullman Hall in the number 25 is also completely tore up. There is the Coca-Cola machine all by his lonesome out there, missing a front bumper. Now, they do have fast repairs here in the Taz Racing Customs Superspeedway series, but that is not what Ullman Hall wanted to see early on.
No, I like I said, I do not know what happened there. He just slammed on the brakes, and it looks like he's headed down the pit road right now and trying to get that repair done as fast as he can and try not to lose the lap. But the way that this group is going, he's going to probably go the lap down, maybe 2.
Yeah, we do have some side-by-side racing now. There's the number 4 machine, Joe Tardif, dropping back. Jeffrey Vickery there in the number 21 machine going to take him 3 wide, go up through the middle. That's Paul Bilson in the number 51 back behind him. But notice this pack here, William. Currently, it is being led by Ben Adams. Look at that gap that is now developed. Partly, I think, due to that incident that we just saw with Chris Darling, or a couple of incidents there with Chris Darling. This is a significant gap. You can see that on the left-hand side of your screen. About 2.5 seconds between the driver we go on board with right now, Ben Adams, and the next car in front of him, Evan Gilbert. As you see the car working its way off pit road, do believe that is Almond Hall going on board now with his number 25 machine. Watch the second pack here, William. They will enter stage right very, very soon, and they'll just leave him in the dust as he's not yet up to speed.
Yeah, he may be able to just try to get onto the back of this group, and if caution gets out, he should be able to get the lucky dog and get himself back in this race. But see if he gets on the track here. He's still in the apron. There he goes. He may not have it. I don't know. It's kind of too hard to tell there. I don't think he's going to grab onto that draft. Going back to the front here, they come to the trial. We'll still single file.
Yeah, still single file. The only car in this lead pack that was not single file was the number 28 machine of Evan Gilbert. Just a little bit further back, there is Evan now slotting into the 11th spot. About 3 seconds now up the road from the number 5 machine of Ben Adams, which that is pretty significant to him and the next car behind. So we'll kind of have to see whether or not that number 28 machine can make, the number 5 machine can catch up. But at this present moment in time, doesn't really look like that number 5 machine's gaining any ground. But up at the front of the field, whoa, we're starting to get a little bit racy. How about that? JT Poole, the number 26 machine, probably having his first person trying to get around him. That, of course, being the number 20 of Andrew Himmelman, with Himmelman now sliding back, a little bit of a new look on that number 20 this week.
Yeah, he tried to make a run for the lead there. I was watching it. So this could slow down that lead pack and bring up that second pack, and maybe we'll get one big pack again. But they're still racing there, and guess what? The top 6 cars trying to get away from the rest of that lead pack there. So 10 cars now is going to be down to 6.
Yeah, you can see that second pack of cars still not able to sort themselves out. They're still side by side back there. And meanwhile, this front pack, like you said, they're just going to stay single file. They're just going to race with one another, stay in line, work together, and they will pull away with this package. This package is extremely slippery. There's never been a package on iRacing more slippery than this one. When I say slippery, I mean the aerodynamics of these cars are so sensitive. You get side by, I mean, look at that. They have lost almost 2 seconds in a single lap to that lead pack. I mean, they're now just 4 cars left alone out there all together. Meanwhile, the front pack led by JT Poole, there you see them, all 7 drivers right there, all the way from JT back to Brad Kirby in the 07 machine. These guys just said, you know what, you guys go have fun, we'll just pull away from you guys. And that's one thing about this package that makes it very, very difficult, William. If you're these drivers out there, you're almost scared to make a move.
Yeah, that's the risk with this package as you talked about. You go to the outside, and we saw what happened to Andrew Hillman. He's 2 or 3 seconds back now. Brad Kirby, man, I'm glad he was able to hang on to that draft. He was at least 6 or 7 car lengths off the last car in that pack, but was able to get the draft. And Jason Gracias running up 3rd now. I don't think he needs to push any issues right now. He's fine where he's at, and with the other contenders not even getting any points at this moment.
Yeah, so you can see that lap number 11, Provite was quite a bit faster than Andrew Himmelman, just to kind of show that Himmelman was bleeding there, folks. He was absolutely bleeding time. We'll see if, look to the next car in front of him. That is the 07 machine, Brad Kirby. Brad Kirby was almost 2 seconds faster than Andrew Himmelman that last lap. We'll see what it is this lap. About another second for Kirby to be faster than Himmelman. So Himmelman's really bleeding the lap time. Now here's the interesting question, because the number 5 machine of Ben Adams, remember he was leading that second group of cars? Well, Adams has all of a sudden slid back. He was leading that pack of cars, but that pack of cars has absolutely caught that small group of 4 there, William, that we were just mentioning, led by Andrew Himmelman. So now the big question is going to be, can this big train of cars that now find themselves all back together, can they work together, stay in line? We're closing in on the first pit stop here tonight, which will be probably coming up here in the next, I'd say, 3 or 4 laps based off of what we've seen this season. And can this group run that lead pack back down?
Right now, at the moment, doesn't look like it. They're all really racing. Darling's on the apron there. He's loose. He's loose. He's loose. Oh, crash! Right into Ullery. Oh man, Ullery's on the fence.
Colin Ullery, your points leader. Is he going to get it back on his wheels? Yes, he is. That is good news for your points leader, because if he would have had to have taken a tow, that would have been terrible. But it all happened with a little bit of contact between Jason Freeman in the number 94 and Chris Darling in the 47. Darling trying to save it straight up into the 62 machine. And watch the number 62 machine back up there at the top of your screen get absolutely pole vaulted into the air. Somehow Steven Doziak was able to avoid that one. There's the number 4 machine there coming in a little bit late of Joe Tardif. Let's see if we can go on board with the number 55 machine, because he might need a new pair of underwear after this situation. On board right here, Steven Doziak. You can see those cars getting a little bit sideways. There is the big accident. There's the 62 machine. Jeez, that almost took off our 3-wide TV camera.
Man, I don't. If he would have gone a little faster, he probably would have been in that. But again, here's we're looking at the wreck again here, right up into Colin Ullery. Man, he just went straight up into the fence. Oh, sorry.
iRacing physics sometimes are not the best physics in the world. We saw that the number 5 machine, Ben Adams, definitely getting involved as well. That was a tough break for him. He will have to use a fast repair. Yes, they do have one fast repair here in this series, but we're working the first caution flag of the night, and I saw something going on back there. Saw, I think, the 51 machine of Paul Bilson have to lock. No, it was the number 8 machine and the 51 machine. So a little bit of bumping and banging here under the yellow flag. We'll go back live because basically everyone is on pit road. We'll see if we can dial up the pit road cam and see what is all going. Led by the number 26 machine, JT Poole. There he is, started on the pole. So far has led every single lap here tonight in his number 26 machine. As you see all the rest of the cars pitting, he's on pit road. Doesn't look like he's taking any tires, and crew drops the jack or lets him know it's time to go, and out he leaves his pit stall. You see the rest of the field filtering on out here, but we're closing in fairly quickly on the halfway mark here in the season finale. We want to thank each and every one of you for joining us here on 3 Wide TV tonight. You want to know who you're rooting on here around this racetrack? Carlos Acosta in the chat saying F in the chat. Absolutely. Tana Himmelman saying, oh man, facepalm moment there for Ben. Mike Stafford saying intentional. I don't know. Maybe you were talking about that incident earlier. It might have been. I don't think so. I don't think there would have been any intentional stuff. I mean, you have to remember Chris Darling in the 47 machine. He's going for a championship here tonight. So I think he's got his eyes on the prize. Wouldn't you, William?
Yeah. Now that he's got his repair done, he had that damage earlier. So now he's clean, but he's just got to be careful the rest of the race. And I don't even know if he's got at least more than 12 incident points. He's going to lose some points there, so he's just got to be careful the rest of the night if he wants to win this championship. We saw all these cars come down pit road. Jason Gracias lost his position there, and we'll see what happens there when we get back to green. Double file restart.
Yeah, pace car lights are continuing to stay on. There is that number 26 machine, Biloxi, Mississippi. Driver. Well, folks,
Not sure.
I do apologize. Yeah, I'm back. I was talking about JT Poo, and, you know, things just hit the fan, if they will. No, everything back now. But, yeah, definitely a lot of fun out here this season with that number 26 machine. Has been really, really fast. And, of course, the season wrapping up here tonight, William.
Yeah, again, it was 4 cars going for the championship. I was trying to look at the pit stops there. They came in around lap 16, lap 17. We've seen these cars go about 20 laps, so if one more stop, they should be able to make it. But it just depends on when they come in for their. If we stay green, we're going to get back to double file racing again on this restart as they head down the back straightaway, getting ready for the restart.
So everyone getting doubled up. A couple of those drivers at the back of the field getting some of their damage repaired that they might have accrued early on. Almond Hall in the number 25 machine. There he is. We talked about him possibly getting the lucky dog. But that number 25 machine is definitely stuck a couple of laps down. And in fact, I'm seeing some more damage on that number 25 machine. So I wonder if there was another incident out there on the racetrack that perhaps might have happened with that race car, which is not good at all if you're an Almond Hall fan. It's definitely a tough break here in the early running for that number 25 machine, but props to him, still out there running around the racetrack, trying to get some laps in, trying to pick up some positions, and who knows, maybe he can pick up some lucky dogs and get back on the lead lap before it's all said and done.
Yeah, if he stays away from the field for a little bit and see what these guys do, maybe there will be some wrecks. Here they come. Pace car's getting ready to pull off down the into pit road there. Remember, like I said earlier, the start-finish line is on the other side of the triangle there. And JT Pool is a race leader. You see Jason Gracias trying to shove him a little bit there before we get back to racing.
And we are back racing. The 26 machine, JT Pool on the loud pedal early. And the number 1 machine there, Jason Gracias, right back behind him. Gonna move up into second, and that's what Jason Gracias wanted to see, because remember, Gracias is one of those drivers competing for the championship here tonight. If you're just now joining us, folks, there is the way these drivers come into tonight. Colin Ullery is your points leader by 13 points over Jason Gracias. Chris Darling, Jeffrey Vickery still have a shot at winning the title, but they'll have to have a lot happen for them to walk away with the crown here tonight. But Jason Gracias, he's exactly where he wants to be, because his closest contender here tonight, of course, being the number 26 machine of Colin Ullery, he is outside the top 10 right now. Where is the number 26 machine? Remember, he was involved in that accident, not the 26 machine, excuse me, the 62 machine. Again, my numbers back to front. He was involved in that accident a little while ago. He's being scored in 17th. And more importantly, William, he's out of faster craze now.
Yeah, we had an incident on the restart there between Ben Adams and Almond Hall. We were just talking about Almond Hall staying away from it. Looks like Ben Adams was having some glitching issues, and they got together on the restart there, and it looks like Almond Hall is done for the night.
Yeah, here we go on the 3-wide TV replay right here. We'll get to see exactly what happened between the 25 and the number 4. Yep, just contact, and yeah, 25 machine. His day's done. Number 5 machine of Adams also pretty significantly involved as well. So that is a tough break for a couple of the drivers who here tonight we're looking for a good night. We're back live on board with your points here. The 62 of Colin Ullery currently being scored in the 17th position, still looking on forward. Now the good news is Ullery can see the front of the field. It's just a long way for him to get there.
Yeah, and with these guys pretty much single file minus 3 cars running the top, it's going to be tough. But this group is staying together a lot better than it did the previous time. And so we'll see what happens here if these guys get racy or not. But it's all single file right now, except in the back of the pack there. We saw one car just go way to the back of the pack because of that.
Yeah, Nathan Maurer in the 971 machine, he is falling like an absolute stone here in the field. The number 3 machine there, James Woodard, getting up right next to them. There's Jeffrey Vickery, the Threat Level Midnight machine. Big shout out to Threat Level Midnight for sponsoring tonight's race here in the Taz Racing Customs Superspeedway Series. As you see one car there having a little bit of connection issues, but Maurer going to drop back in behind the 21 of Vickery. So Nate is going to be scored in the 19th position, but there is a group forming back behind him. There's 3 cars right there. Brad Kirby, who was up near the front, the 94 of Jason Freeman, Woody Woodard in that group, and then even further back, there's the 006 of Robert Narberg and Paul Bilson in that pack. Shane Ledoux, another one of the threat level Midnight machines, he's back there all by his lonesome in the 25th position. So a couple of these cars receiving damage. Not exactly sure if something else happened that we might have missed here on 3Wide TV after that restart, but a couple of drivers really going to need a caution flag to come out pretty soon if they want to stay on the lead lap, because you and I know, William, if you don't have any drafting partners here at Talladega, you're going to have a bad time.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened to those guys, but we always see the like the Wolf Puff team. They're always back there, staying together, waiting for something big to happen. So maybe those guys are just playing that to be together, since they were in the back of the pack from the caution. Probably lost some positions during the pit stops. Back to the front of the field here. Still JT Poole leading this race as they head off the turn number 4, coming down to the tri-oval. Jason Gracias right now. He's in the money spot. He's probably going to win this championship if Colin Olery doesn't get a move on.
So right now, the 26 machine of JT Poole continuing to lead, led every single lap here tonight on 3Wide TV. Gonna go check out in the chat, Carlos Acosta saying, "Oh no, not the poo." Yeah, there's some backstory to that. I think Christy Woodard's asking what. Well, it goes back to the fact that JT Poole. You can see we have this fancy graphic here. And the fancy graphic over there on the right-hand side of your screen that's going to pop up is, it's a battle for first, but it shortens everyone's name to just 3 letters. So we were here on 3Wide TV one night. I'm not sure how much of this got through because my mic died. The sound died. But JT Poole was leading the race, and the graphic came up, and it said, I can't remember who he was battling. Maybe Carlos will remember in the chat, but it was Pooh versus someone else, and I just lost it. I just absolutely lost it. The 10-year-old Peter and me came out, and it was Pooh leading the race, and Pooh's leading the race again here tonight. JT Poole in his Zaps number 26 machine got Voodoo on the side of that machine. It wasn't Voodoo on the hood of his Utz machine back when he went to Victory Lane here on 3Wide TV.
We got the stack up here on the back of this, on the middle of this pack here. I'm not sure what happened. But it looks like it was Chris Darling there and Brett Wilson. I'm not sure what happened.
Let's see if we can figure out what happened here on 3Wide TV once again. Going down the backstretch, the number 47 machine. There's an accordion effect right up in front of him. You see, oh, it happened with Andrew Himmelman. I think Himmelman got a little bit of a wiggle from the 39 machine, and then Darling checked up, and Brett Wilson went into the back of him in the number 10 machine, and they did good to sort everything out. We stayed clean and green here in the field. There is the number 10 machine of Wilson now sliding all the way down to the 10th position, so 10 for the number 10 machine, and here we go. This is almost like a replay of what we just saw. Looks like they're able to keep things going okay this time, but I was a little bit concerned that they were going to accordion back together there and basically do the whole thing over again, William.
Yeah, and you know what the thing about that one was that these guys did not lose too much time. They're still staying with this lead pack, but again, it's been single file again, so that accordion effect's going to happen pretty big. And if the guy in front of you checks up, you pretty much don't have time to slow down unless you're riding that brake a little bit when you go into the corners or on the straightaways. Usually we see it going into turn 3, we see that accordion effect a lot there. I'm not sure why that happens, but maybe just because we're going to the corner. They're coming up on the Ben Adams machine. He's going to lose a lap.
Yeah, definitely not all too good for the number 5 machine of Ben Adams. Got all that damage on that last restart here, but we're closing in on the halfway mark here in the season finale. But folks, remember, next week we're going to have a fun one at Irwindale. Figure 8 race. The only figure 8 race you'll see here on 3Wide TV that I know of. I don't think we've had that on the channel, so I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun. We might even have some guests up in the booth for that one. We'll have to wait and see whether or not that is the case. But up at the front, it's still exactly where that number 26 machine wants to be. JT Poole leading the race. Jason Gracias also exactly where he wants to be. because he wants to pick up the championship here tonight. And we brought up that graphic just a little while ago. We'll bring it up once again. Colin Ullery only has a 13-point advantage here tonight over that number one machine. And one of the cool things about this particular championship is the point system. I'll tell you what, William, finishing in second place gives you 17 points. That's exactly where the number one machine, Jason Gracias, is. The number 62, Colin Ullery, he's down in 14th. You get 0 points for finishing in 14th. So right now, as things stand, just past the halfway mark, your champion would be Jason Gracias. And remember, Gracias hasn't started all the races. He's just been knocking off these strong runs here over the last couple of weeks and been gnawing away at that points lead by Colin Ullery.
Yeah, he's this will be his 9th start of the season of the 12 races. And remember, Colin Ullery, he actually missed that race we talked about earlier due to some kind of technical issue. So that could be part of the could cost him that championship because of that one race, because of some technical issues, none of his doing, of course, but still, that did cost him a lot of points there for that 1 week he was gone. And still single file. Not much going on through the field here as they go by here into turn number 1. And so we're going to get ready here soon. Should be about the next 6 to 8 laps for pit stops.
Yeah, let's look at that pit strategy right here. You see everyone inside the top 10, only making one pit stop here tonight. JT Poole, Gracias, Adams all pitting under that one and only caution flag that we have had. But you mentioned it. We got to start talking about coming down pit road, because that's probably going to be about 4 to 5 laps from right now. They run a reduced fuel tank here in the Taz Racing Customs Superspeedway Series. And William, how many races have we seen this season come down to a good pit stop? I mean, there have been so many of these races come down to one driver making a stellar pit stop, coming out pit road first. And it's also, on the flip side, how many races have been lost by these drivers by making a mistake on pit lane?
Yeah, the third place car, Mitchell Adams, he's had had a few issues there. He's been leading races, and he would get into some incidents on pit road. But the best person I've seen throughout the few races that I've broadcasted, Jason Gracias. He has been awesome getting on pit road, into his stall, no issues, getting off pit road. And that's why he has won the last few races here in this Taz Racing Superspeedway Series. So we'll see if he can do it again to knock out this championship.
Christopher Darling, one of the other drivers in the hunt for the championship here tonight. He's the only other championship driver running inside the top 10. He's currently being scored in 8th, and he's definitely had his struggles here tonight in the M&M's Toyota Camry. Where is Jeffrey Vickery? Jeffrey is running a little bit further back. I believe he's running a different paint scheme right there in memory of Rhonda Vickery, 1957 to 2021. A little bit of a unique paint scheme this week on that threat level midnight number 21 machine. They're riding on board with Nathan Maurer right now, looking at the back of that 21 machine as they are being scored in the 16th and 17th positions now. What about Colin Ullery? Means your points that are coming into tonight. Well, Colin is still stuck in the 14th position with this single file racing here. William just nowhere to really make a move.
No, everybody's afraid to go to that top side there. But going back to Jeffrey Vickery real fast, he's been really quiet all night. He started in the back. He's slowly making his way through the field, but he's gonna need a lot of help to win this championship. We're gonna get ready. I'm starting to hear some rumblings about pit stops shortly, so we'll see when these guys make that left turn down pit road.
We'll see if any of our leaders make that hard turn onto pit road. Not seeing JT Poole flinch. Maybe next time by we'll really see a couple of these drivers start to peel off. Looking at the back half of the field. Here's that third group of cars out there. Brad Kirby, Jason Freeman, Woody Woodard. You can see, folks, they're so far back right now. Based off of the scoring pylon, they're about 17 and a half seconds behind the next car in front of them. I mean, that is just absolutely heartbreaking if you're one of these drivers. You're starting to think about, well, will we see a caution? When will I be able to get back into the lead pack? But for right now, Kirby, Freeman, and Woodard all by themselves. It's good that they are all together. It means they won't lose as much time as if they were by themselves. Robert Narberg, there is the 006 machine. You see he's all by himself. He's another quite a ways back, about 12 seconds behind Woody Woodard. Shane Ledoux all by himself in the number 12 machine. In fact, that's the lead pack right now, starting to come into the picture back behind him. So the 26 machine of JT Poole continues to lead, but we do have pit stops upcoming here. I wouldn't be at all surprised if we see them come down pit road this time.
Yeah, I heard Woodard wanting to throw a water bottle out the car to try to get a caution. But we'll see if Shane Ledoux here has any influence on when these guys pit, because he is on the bottom of the track, and if they're going to pass him, they might have to go to the top side to pass him. I don't think he's going to move. I think he's just going to stay there on the bottom. Let's see if these guys move up, and there they go to the top side to pass him.
Yeah, so we'll see if anyone comes down pit road this time, and with the number 12 machine of Ledoux being kind of right there in the mix, probably not a great time to come down pit road. Now we're going to bring up the pit strategy numbers again here, folks, because it's lap number 19, and if you do the math, we're at 20 laps to go, so we're kind of right on that threshold here, William, of these drivers being able to make it all the way to the end of the race from this moment in time. So that's probably why some of these drivers might be a little bit reluctant to head down pit road, is because they want to get into that window where they know that they can make it to the end of the race and they don't have to think about pitting anymore this season, as this could very well be the final pit stop of the Taz Racing Customs Superspeedway Series. And anyone dropping down this time? No. So they will definitely be in that window where they can make it to the end of the race on one more stop here tonight. Meanwhile, a lot of racing a little bit further back in the pack. You see the 77 machine of Doug Neal, 78 on the scoring pylon. He tried to pick up, I think. Oh, contact! Doziak and Maurer banging doors back there. The 55 and the 971, that was almost a big moment, William.
Yeah, I was about to say Doug Neal was running fourth the previous lap. Now he's in back and pack there. Let's take a look at this replay here, see what happened there. Between Nathan Maurer and the 55. Oh, he just came down. I don't think he knew that he was there and try to get down in line, just not lose any more drafting. And fortunately now those guys are going to lose the draft because they had to slow down, and nobody's pitted. Still staying out on the track. Still single file racing though.
Yeah, so we can't say that these drivers are not trying to cause a caution. It seemed like they definitely tried to cause one right there between the 55 of Doziak and the 971 of Nathan Maurer. But like you said, with that contact that they did make, they had to check up. They lost a lot of ground to this pack, and now they themselves are going to lose the draft. So definitely not a good sign for Steven Doziak and Nathan Maurer. And that's a big shame for Maurer. He's been really fast over the last couple of weeks, especially when we were at Daytona a couple of weeks back. Is the 006 machine right there going up the racetrack, almost catching out JT Poole, who was going to go to the high side of the racetrack to try and pass him, but Poole was able to drop back down to get back underneath him. He maintains the race lead so far, still leading every single lap. 38 laps in the books. We now just have 17 laps to go here in the Taz Racing Customs Superspeedway season on 3Y TV.
Yeah, they're coming down off of turn 2. And then I was going to just say that the 006 is going to probably block these guys from pitting, but he's run up to the outside at the last second and almost caused a crash there. Let's see if these guys come down this time. A lot of complaining on listening onto the channels. I don't know what's going on the racetrack, but I hear a lot of complaining. So let's see if these guys come down pit road. Still doesn't look. We got one car maybe pulling off down there. He's coming to pit road. Nope, he's on the apron. I'm not sure what happened to him.
I think John Cannizzaro there in the Falcon Tires Roush Ford Mustang might have thought there were going to be other people coming down pit road, but they ended up jumping back up there on the racetrack. It looked like Jason Gracias might have thrown a little bit of a fake on John Cannizzaro. Cannizzaro finally joining the pack, but he's in danger of losing that lead draft now. But it can't be long here before we see all these leaders down pit road, and it will decide whether or not JT Poole will end up winning the race. All these drivers will be unchecking their tires, which means they will not be taking tires under this pit box. Yes, you do actually have a little check box, and you have to uncheck it. Here comes Chris Darling, the 47 machine. He bleeds off early, and here come all your leaders onto pit road. A couple of cars stay out. We'll highlight that in a second, but JT Poole getting down to that yellow coat, and Mitchell Adams goes around right at the front of the field. Oh, man, I think that was Nick Bradley able to clip right through him because he was in the pit lane. That's kind of heads-up driving, but Mitchell Adams there having a big moment. We'll see if these drivers can get into their pit box and get into their pit stall nice and neatly. It looks like JT Poole was able to. You see a couple of cars just now leaving pit road. You see Mitchell Adams in the 49 machine getting into his pit box. But look at that pit stop by the 47 machine of Chris Darling. He might take the race lead here from JT Poole once it's all said and done.
Yeah, that was an awesome stop there. And, that, we were talking about Darling, how his stops have been horrible. That could win him a championship right there. That one stop. We have some more cars heading down pit road. Again, really coming in hot. They got it maybe will down and be kind of close there. But Gracias, another awesome stop for him. And he'll come out third when these guys do cycle back around. But again, Mitchell Adams, we talked about him on his pit stops troubles, and he spun around coming to pit road. Luckily, nobody was involved in that.
Yeah, on board right now with the number 1 machine of Jason Gracias comes into tonight, second place in points. Like you mentioned, a great pit stop for him. And as this field is starting to really get spread out, now we might see the opportunity. We might see drivers a little bit less afraid to make those moves that we expect to see here on the Super Speedway Series. What about your points leader, the number 62 of Colin Ullery? Well, I was going to try and get him right here, but you can see him. He's kind of all by his lonesome out there on the racetrack. That's not good for him. You see a couple of the cars just now peeling off pit road. He is getting around him. The good news is he's inside the top 10 right now, William, which means he is in the points. The bad news is he's quite a ways behind the next cars in front of him.
Yeah, we got a wreck here in turn 3. I'm not sure what's going on. I think it was Chris Darling. We have a wreck in turn 3. Caution's out. Darling. I'm not sure if it was one of the lap cars.
Yeah, racing with the number 8 machine right there, and oh my goodness, and the 47 come. Oh, jeez, right up I think into Jeffrey Vickery, and I think that was Vickery there involved. One of the other drivers here trying to go for a championship. What happened there? We didn't quite catch the front end of that. We're gonna have to go to the blimp cam here to see what was all going on. You see this pack really closing in on driver of the number 8 machine, Woody Woodard, and Darling tries to go underneath him there, and there wasn't a whole lot of room, just tries to go down into a space that didn't really exist, and gets shot up the racetrack, and oh my goodness, Jeffrey Vickery. That is absolute heartbreak for one of your outside shots at the championship.
Yeah, I'm still trying to wrap my head around what happened there. I just heard them arguing, and then next thing I know, there was a wreck. I don't think Woody Woodard was up high enough for Chris Darling to get under there. Right on board. Looks like Woodard already had some damage on the car. He's trying to get down on the bottom there. It was just not enough room. And there goes Woody Woodard around, and Darling into the inside fence. Woodard spinning around like a top. And then we see Jeffrey Vickery right there. Nowhere for him to go. Unfortunate for those guys. Those two are in the championship that were the long shots, as you said. But we'll see what happens. I think Chris Darling used his reset already, so I think he's going to pretty much be done. But Vickery may still have a chance here with a tow. We'll see what happens.
Well, while this was all going down up at the front of the field, John Doble, the number 91 machine, stellar pit stop by him, and he was able to get out front, William. So a new race leader here tonight. It is the number 91 machine. There is, I think, the number 12 machine of Shane Ledoux working his way around the pack, and sure enough, it is Ledoux getting back onto the lead lap with the lucky dog. Where do you see that front end damage on that race car? But how about this? John Doble, the number 91, up front. First time JT Poole hasn't led here tonight. He's in third and will be third on this restart. But what a pit stop for the number 91 machine. Let's see if we can possibly dial up Mr. John Doble, get him up here into the 3-wide TV booth, because I'll tell you what, that was a pit stop that might have just won him the race. John Doble, Peter Short, 3-wide TV booth. You got a copy? Now we'll try and dial him up one more time. John Doble, Peter Short, 3-wide TV booth. You got a copy? Well, I'll tell you what, John, that was a unbelievable pit stop for you in that number 91 machine. Out front, you think you'll be able to hold on to it?
We'll see. The inside line's been the place to be, so we'll see what happens. A couple good guys up here.
Absolutely. What's the racing been like out there from your vantage point? Seems like a lot of patience is needed here tonight.
Yeah, a lot of patience. Lots of guys just trying to stay on the bottom. I mean, we'll see what happens here.
All right, well, we'll let you get back to it here. Before we let you go, any shout-outs?
No, we're good. Let's, ready to go racing. That was a great pit stop.
There you go. There you go, folks. That is your race leader, John Doble. He's excited to go back green here, as we'll have probably just under a 10-lap shootout. Well, definitely fun to see that number 91 machine out front here. Haven't seen John Doble out front all too much this year, but I have been noticing he is very, very good at pit stops, and they're proving it again.
Yeah, he had an awesome pit stop. I don't even sure where he was running. I don't even think he was in the top 10. He had a great stop. Hopefully got that thing full of fuel. We'll see what happens here on this restart here. We're going to have, like you said, about 10 laps to go, 9 laps to go maybe. Double up for the restart here in turn number 1.
Yeah, so a couple of those drivers as well, a little bit further back, now have a shot at getting up towards the front. What about Colin Ullery here in the number 62 machine as well? Remember that Colin Ullery was outside the top 10. He was back around 14th position before that round of pit stops. He's now up inside the top 5. What a recovery, and it could be a championship-winning recovery for the West Virginia Mountaineers Ford Mustang, and he is on that preferred inside groove for this restart.
Yeah, I was just about to say the same thing as you. And remember the start there, the outside line got a big jump, so we'll see what happens here again. Jason Gracias is leading that outside line, and if he gets into the lead, that could spell trouble for Ullery. He needs to get up there as fast as he can with these laps winding down. I'm sure we're going to see some great racing now.
Yeah, that is for sure here. Definitely going to be a lot of fun to see how this race is going to end up and close out the championship here at Talladega Superspeedway. We definitely have a heads-up battle for the title between John Doble and John Doble for the race win, but Jason Gracias and the 62 of Colin Ullery for the championship here tonight. Race about to go back to green flag. We want to appreciate each and every one of you in the chat here tonight for joining us for the season finale. Pace car about to head back onto pit road. Might that be the last time we see the pace car here tonight, William? I don't know, but we're about to see the green flag.
Yeah, I don't know. Jeffrey Victory, we talked about him possibly having a repair. He's got 47 minutes of repairs. Not a threat no more. So it's down to these two guys with just a few laps to go. Here we come down through the tri-oval. Let's see when they get the jump. Still coming. Slower restart this time, Peter.
Yeah, slower restart. Just waiting for the green flag to wave. There it is. Gracias in the number 1 machine has the number 20 of Andrew Himmelman all over his back bumper. We've seen that outside line not be extremely strong. You can see just kind of 2 cars up there right now. A big gap back to the number 3. Himmelman's going to drop down to the bottom side of the racetrack, leaves Gracias all alone up there on the top side. Contact up at the front of the field. Doble trying to save it, and the 1 machine's involved. Ullery scoots on through the big one at Dega.
Holy cow. Yeah, they were. Gracias was really pinching there. But we'll have to take a look at the replay and see what exactly happened. Coming off of turn number 2, they got really racy.
Yeah,
but Ullery, as you said, scooted through that, and that may be the championship right there. Looks like Doble got below the line and just JT Poole tried to make something that wasn't there and caused that accident.
Yeah, Poole tried to shoot up through the middle, and that hole closed up very quickly. Look at Andrew Himmelman in the number 20 machine going down to the bottom side of the racetrack. But look at the 62 of Colin Ulrich just scooting through there. Doug Neal getting involved. The 46, Jason Freeman, the 94 going around. A couple of cars up there like the 16 of Brian Bradley. He looked like he was in a hornet's nest and somehow was able to squeak on through. But look at some of these cars a little bit further back. Look at Steven Doziak, the 55 machine there, just like a bulldozer coming in late, able to almost avoid it, but not quite. He gets into the inside wall. That is a big one here tonight at Dega.
And championship implications there for Jason Gracias. Again, Doble got loose, and JT Poole trying to squeeze in there, just not enough room, and that was it. That's the big wreck here at Talladega. And we'll see if Jason Gracias has a chance. Man, Doble's speeding there going backwards. Oh, man.
Here we go, on board with Brian Bradley. Watch this. This is absolute luck right here. It still feels like he's involved in the accident and finally able to squeak on through that, but no damage on that number 16 machine.
No, he was able to get through that. It was a great job for him. We got some cars coming down pit road that were in the accident. One of them is Jason Gracias, and we'll see if he gets any repairs on his race car. So 3 of the 4 drivers in the championship had an incident today. As we take a look here at the wreck coming right at you, Doble going up for a little wild ride, and there goes the 16 car on the outside doing a great job getting through that wreck.
Yeah, and that's absolute heartbreak for John Doble because he felt like he was in the best position here. Let's see if we can go on board with him, see what he saw out of his front mirror. It's all clean racetrack at this point. All of a sudden, he's trying to save it. I thought he might have had it saved, but unfortunately getting up on 2 wheels, and you can just see cars piling in, continuing to pile in. There's the number 12 of Shane Ledoux, who had just gotten back on the lead lap. A little bit of connection issues in that moment right there, and getting into the inside wall. That is absolute heartbreak for John Doble here tonight. There was even a little bit of extracurriculars afterwards. But right now, folks, your race leader is the number 20 machine, Andrew Himmelman. John Cannizzaro in the 74 in second. And look who is in third here tonight, Colin Ullery. How the tables have turned here tonight.
Yeah, we're talking about how he was out of the top 10, not going to get any points tonight, and these cautions that have been coming up have made him get through that, and being in the right place in the right time, he's now in third with this championship pretty much locked up. Jason Gracias is going to need to come from 15th position and get up here fast, and with the laps winding down, we're down to like 7 laps to go. So we'll see what happens here, if there's going to be any more incidents tonight there, Peter.
Yeah, I mean, we just saw your front leaders wreck, right? I mean, that was your front 3 there, pile up on the back stretch. Colin Ullery, now he's inside the top 3. He really has to play this one safe. He probably doesn't want to make any rash decisions. He's a race car driver, folks. He's going to want to try and win. We know that much, but probably eyes on the prize here tonight. Going to see if he can pick up the championship. With that accident, Jason Gracias did use a fast repair, so that's the good news, but he's being scored down in the 14th position. And that's a lot of spots to pick up in, a short period of time here at Talladega Superspeedway, especially with the way this racetrack has been driving here tonight. It just hasn't been conducive to making any passes, which is a big shame, and one of the reasons why next season they will be in the trucks rather than the cup cars.
Yeah, I can't wait for that next season there. And you see what happens when these guys do try. They either fall way back or just mistime it, cause a crash. So we'll see what happens here now as they get doubled up for the restart again with 7 laps to go. And remember, Peter, in this series, there is 2 green-white checkers. So this race may be not over for a little bit there. We'll see what happens. But Andrew Hillman is your race leader now. He got through that pretty easily.
Yeah, that is definitely the case. Folks, definitely big thank you to watching this season here on 3Wide TV in the Taz Racing Customs Super Speedway Series. It has been really awesome. We've had people like Tana Himmelman here basically every single week on the channel. And, she said over there, hey, y'all, don't forget to like the YouTube broadcast. We've got 30 viewers, so someone should be able to give it some love. Hit that thumbs up, but we really do appreciate it. And not only do we appreciate it, the National Sim Racing Association really appreciates it as well. They want to see you giving their races thumbs up as well. So hit that button right here if you're enjoying it. We got a shootout here. It's going to be 6 laps to go when the green flag finally does drop. We wondered if it was going to be the last time we saw the pace car under that last caution. Well, the answer was no. We saw it again, but will the same question be asked, and will we see the pace car again? Well, I think the answer to the first one is yes. We'll see whether or not we see it again here going forward, because with 6 laps to go, anything can happen here at the High Banks 2.66 miles super speedway in Talladega, Alabama here, William.
Yeah, pace car making that left turn down a pit road, getting ready for the restart here. We'll see if this is the last one. We'll see when these guys go. There goes Himmelman off to a jump there with Ullery on the bottom. So now that was a big jump there for this restart. The previous restart was not a big jump, and single file top 4 with Ullery getting into second position.
Yeah, there is that number 62 machine. He is in a position right now where he would be the series champion. I don't think Colin Ullery in that number 62 West Virginia Mountaineers machine will make any type of rash move on your race leader until perhaps maybe the final lap. You see everyone trying to sort themselves out. JT Poole in the 26 machine there on the right-hand side of your screen. He's on the back half of the top 10. What about Jason Gracias in the number 1? He's currently being scored in the 14th spot. There he is. He's trying to stay in line. You see Nathan Maurer, I think the 971, heavily damaged and off the pace on the inside of the racetrack. But up at the front of the field, coming to 5 laps to go. First car side by side, Jason Freeman, Brian Bradley. That is a battle right now for the 5th position. Looks like the number 16 of Brian Bradley is going to take it. Biggest mover so far here tonight in Taz Racing Customs Super Speedway season finale at Talladega.
Yeah, I was just watching that car behind him squeeze in there. That was pretty close there. JT Poole, who's led most of this race, is falling back, and I don't think he's going to be much contention. And Jason Gracias is losing touch with that lead pack. Unfortunate for him for that accident there. So we are down to 5 laps to go. It'll be 4 when they come across the stripe. Ullery, again, is in that second position. We got some contact there, about 5th and 6th place there. That 16 car we just talked about of Brian Bradley and Jason Freeman, but they get that all figured out.
Yeah, I think Jason Freeman, he was trying to get someone to go with him on that high line. Just no one would go up there with him, and ended up shooting up the racetrack like a rocket all by himself. And that Penn State number 94 machine going to have to slot back in line right around where Doug Neal is, picking up JT Poole, who tried to use that high line a little bit ago. Now we've seen the 94, the 26, and the 78 machine all together now. We saw them try the high line. Maybe they can draft back up to this front pack. And if they can, maybe they can try that high line all together and see if it works out for them. But right now we got about 7 or 8 cars lined up on the inside of the racetrack here, coming to just 3 laps to go. Colin Ullery, he's exactly where he wants to be. John Cannizzaro right behind him, trying to play spoiler. He has been in a lot of these Super Speedway series brought to you by Taz Racing Customs. 3 laps to go in the championship.
Yeah, and Jason Gracias is about, we'll see when he crosses the line, at least 3 seconds back, 3.4 seconds back, not in contention. We'll see what this lead pack does, though. Ullery just trying to stay there in second. I don't think he's going to want to make a run here with these last few laps there, but maybe that 74 of John Cannizzaro may try to make a run. We'll see what happens. I'd like to give a shout out to Elvin Gilbert there. He's had some rough luck. Look at him in 4th place right now. I don't think he wants to move either. I think he's just going to stay where on that bottom line and try to finish out this race.
Yeah, that number 28 machine, he has had rotten luck over probably the last 4 or 5 weeks here in the championship. Just hasn't been able to get those finishes he was hoping for. But here tonight inside the top 5, of course, that could be the kiss of death The commentator's curse is strong here on 3 Wide TV. The folks in the chat will know that. We have cursed so many things this year. We say, oh, this person's having a great run. All of a sudden, they end up in a crashed heap. But hopefully that doesn't happen. But you never know. You and I know, William, when you start coming to the line here at Talladega, you start to make some moves. We haven't seen all too many moves here tonight. All of these drivers up here, your front 7, just trying to stay single file right now.
Yeah, I think we saw the moves there with those few cautions we had. But we'll see who's going to make a run here. We're coming down to the white flag, heading through the tri-oval. White flag is out. Will this be Andrew Hillman's race? We'll come around and see what happens here. We'll see who's going to make a run. Still nobody looking out to the outside there. Hillman got a big drop there. So I think they're trying to slow down and then use the draft to pass them. Here they come off of turn number 2 there. Ullery trying to make a run. Will he try the outside? I don't know if he's got any help. Oh, we got a crash?
Yep, caution flag is in the air. Doug Neal in the 78 machine going around. JT Poole as well, having a moment back behind him. And this is going to bring out a caution. We were just inches away from the start-finish line to see the white flag. And caution flag is going to be back in the air. Let's see what happened here amongst these 4 drivers. Jason Freeman in the 94 Penn State machine on the inside. He starts to drift up the racetrack, and there's the contact. Looks like Freeman just gets into the left rear quarter panel of JT Poole, and unfortunately Poole goes around. Then the 78 machine goes around in front of him into the outside wall. And that was it, putting us under the caution flag, and we were so close to seeing that white flag.
Yeah, I was gonna wonder. I didn't know what's going on. Probably could have left me kept going there. I saw them slow down. I thought they were gonna make a run on him, but we got the caution. And now, like I said, there's 2 green-white checkers. Now we'll see who's gonna make a run. And Jason Gracias is gonna be back with the field. So we'll see what happens here on this last restart, maybe, or maybe one more. We see a few cars there on the apron there. I think that is the 74 machine, maybe trying to save some fuel. Not too sure though.
Yeah, that is John Cannizzaro currently running in the 3rd position. I think Brett Wilson back behind him in the number 10 as well was also down there below that yellow line going through the tri-oval, but we're going to have to re-rack him and do it all again. Jason Freeman, long stop on pit road. And I think the big question in the chat is going to be, are we going to see a second attempt at a green-white checker? We're definitely going to have one attempt because we were just inches away from seeing the white flag here tonight. And, of course, once you get to the white flag in iRacing, that is it. You don't have any yellow flags after that point. So we were very close to seeing the end of the race, but we're going to have to re-rack him, do it all again. And I'm sure Andrew Himmelman, Colin Ullery, especially Colin Ullery, because remember, Ullery is going to be on that higher line, and that high line just hasn't been preferred here tonight, William.
No, he's going to have to hope for Himmelman to get a jump like he did last time and try to get down. But after the start-finish line, I'm not sure if that's a rule in this series. But I was wondering what was going on, but they were just waiting for the pace car. So the Andrew Hillman leading this race. I hear some rumblings about what they're going to do. There was the white flag and waving by the flagman. And just as quickly as he floored that flag, he said, never mind, yellow. Right as they crossed the line. And there comes Doug Neal spinning in the tri-oval.
Yeah, that was as close as you can get for Mr. Flagman to say, you know what, I'm going to bring out the yellow flag. He still he isn't waving it quite as feverishly as he was a couple of minutes ago, but there is one of those drivers involved in that accident, Doug Neal, sitting in his pit box. Tough break for that number 78 machine here tonight, but there is your race leader and points leader entering tonight in that order. Andrew Himmelman and Colin Ullery. Cannizzaro there in 4th. We got the number 28 machine, Evan Gilbert, in 4th. Brian Bradley, great run for him here tonight in the 5th position as well. Topsy-turvy finish to the season finale here tonight, William. I wasn't exactly expecting to see all this so late in the race, but here we are, action heating up, and the drivers trying to get every little bit they can get.
Yeah, these guys that are not in the championship hunt still want to try to gain some points for just for the fun of it. But we're going to see if we're going to get the one to go signal here. But I don't know, Peter. What do you think? Looks like Himmelman's going to start on the outside. He's going to give the bottom to the 62.
That is a very, very interesting call for Andrew Himmelman to jump up to the top side of the racetrack. We haven't seen that high line be preferred. Now, he will be able to get a jump, and maybe his thoughts are, get a good jump, drop down to the bottom side of the racetrack, and help out Colin Ullery to win that championship. That might be in the back of the minds of the number 20 machine. Just because, you don't want to ruin a driver's night who is this close and was just so close to seeing the white flag that last time, where the flag man just all of a sudden pulled the yellow flag out of thin air. You just don't want to be the bad guy, and I don't think Himmelman wants to be the bad guy here. So he's going to try the high line. I'm sure he's going to get a jump on the field. He's going to drop down to the bottom side of the racetrack, clear Colin Ullery, assuming he gets a good jump for this restart. And we'll just see. We'll see how it all pans out. There might be some chaos back behind. Of course, that will also allow that outside line of Evan Gilbert to get a pretty good jump, because he'll be able to see out his front window when the number 20 of Himmelman hits the gas. That's one thing in iRacing that a lot of people don't realize, is that as soon as the pace car comes down pit road, William, it's fair game. You can hit the throttle. You are the control car at that point as soon as the pace car says goodbye. So Himmelman could be there before even the tri-oval and pretty much hit the gas.
Yeah, that's he jumped the last star. We'll see if he takes it nice and slow or jumps it again. Peter, but guess who's running, according to my thing, who's running in the top 10 now?
And who would that be?
The number 1 car.
Well, Jason Gracias. Maybe he could sneak away with this one. Of course, if Ullery gets wrecked, Gracias definitely has a fighting chance at walking away with a championship in that number 1 machine there, kind of on the right side of your screen, the Total Nonstop Racing Ford. Here we are into the trial. Well, pace car says goodbye. Andrew Himmelman is on the loud pedal. He's still on that high line. He can, we got a wrecking in the back. And Jason Gracias in the number 1 machine is involved. And I can't remember. Is that our first or second attempt at a green-white checker? Is that it?
I'm not sure if they got to the green flag. I don't think they passed the starting line, because I don't see. It still says one of 2 green-white checkered, so they did not get the green flag technically by passing the line. So they still, this is the first attempt at the green-white checker, and unfortunate for Jason Grossi. He's trying to make a run, but it's not happening, and unfortunate for him. Trying to go for a championship, but was not going to be the case there on the restart there, Peter. So I think they are going to go back to green this time by, if I'm not mistaken. They're kind of slowing down for the pace car, trying to see where the pace car is. But there, he got right into the 46, and down he goes into the grass. Yeah, unfortunate.
Yeah, I tried to get a jump on the number 3 machine of James Woodard, and like you said, there was nothing there for the number 1 machine, and now he has quite a bit of damage on that race car, and his championship hopes might be disappearing here by the second. As up at the front of the field, Andrew Himmelman will lead us back to green, presumably this time by. We haven't seen a great shot of the pace car. There we go. It does look like that pace car lights are off, so we will get back to green flag. But I'm seeing, is that a little bit of damage on the front end of the number 20 machine? Maybe it was just a little bit of a graphical thing with that roof cam there. But Andrew Himmelman will lead us back to green here shortly, and it looks like there is a little bit of damage on the front of that Sirius XM radio number 20 of Andrew Himmelman. Not sure if that's new or old, and we've just been blind and missed it, but something to keep an eye on here once we go finally back green flag. Hopefully we can make it to the green flag this time.
Yeah, and definitely see a little gap in between the hood and the rest of the body. We'll see what happens now. Again, here we go. Attempt number 1, 1A, I should call it. And here they come back for the restart. Let's see if these guys get jumped up again here. Still staying the same. There goes Andrew Himmelman now. And green flag is out. Let's see if they can get to the line this time without wrecking. It's the leader hits the line. They should be fair game. And yes, they will make it to the line. And we'll see now what happens here with 2 laps to go in this first green-white checker attempt.
Yeah, and Andrew Himmelman, he has definitely got a fantastic jump, but does he have too good of a jump right now? We look out back. There is the front end of the 62 of Colin Ullery. I don't think Ullery is going to try to make a jump up to the top side just yet. He's going to stay locked up on the back bumper of Andrew Himmelman's number 20 machine. You see Jason Gracias there just for a brief moment. He's trying to make a move in his number 1 machine, but nothing doing right now in his race car. Still single file up at the front of the field. The front 7 or so cars breaking away a little bit. We're coming to the white flag. Will we make it to the white flag this time?
Maybe it looks like everybody's doing fine in the back of the pack. They're almost on contact. Gracias, though, not going to have a chance of winning this championship unless Ullery crashes here, but I think Ullery's just going to stay there. I think Gilbert might even just stay in third. I don't think that anybody's going to really make a run here towards the finish.
Coming down the back stretch for the final time this season. You're looking out the back of Andrew Himmelman at the driver who might walk away as the series champion. Going off into turn number 3 for the final time. No one making a charge on Andrew Himmelman. They're just single file. No one able to get around that Toyota Camry. We don't think. Will Ullery have a look as they come to the line? Does not look like it. It looks like Andrew Himmelman will walk away with the win here at Dega, and Colin Ullery is your series champion here in the Taz Racing Customs Superspeedway Series.
Awesome race there tonight, Peter, and a great job to Colin Ullery winning the championship. Great job to Andrew Himmelman winning the race, final race of the season there for him. And we'll see if everybody makes it around. Everybody seemed to make it okay. What a wild race tonight, Peter. Those last 15 laps or so, breed cautions there, and then we even couldn't get back to green until one green-white checker to finish there tonight. Colin Ullery again is your champion for the Taz Customs Superspeedway Series.
Yeah, that is really awesome to see. Colin Ullery started the season with some stellar runs, was able to keep that going together all season long, and locks up the crown. You see Jason Gracias saying, "Congrats, buddy." Giving a little bit of a congratulatory nudge before he heads down pit road. Couple of drivers up here doing burnouts on the front stretch in tandem. Tonight's race winner, Andrew Himmelman, and the series champion, Colin Ullery. 2 great drivers here in the series. 2 young drivers here in the National Sim Racing Association as Colin Ullery burns him down on the front stretch as the champion here tonight. And what about the number 20 machine of Andrew Himmelman? I know we got some Andrew Himmelman fans in the chat. There's Andrew burning it down himself. Fayetteville, Tennessee, race winner here at Dega. Not a whole too far away from Fayetteville, Tennessee. So, folks, we're going to let these drivers burn them down here on the front stretch, step away for just a brief moment, line up some post-race interviews. We get to talk to Andrew Himmelman, your third-place finisher, Evan Gilbert, and tonight's series champion, the number 62 machine of Colin Ullery. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. All right, folks, thanks for sticking around. We got those post-race interviews lined up for you. We're going to talk to tonight's third place finisher, Evan Gilbert. Peter Short, 3Y TV booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, I'll tell you what, a lot of single file out here tonight at Talladega, but you're able to sneak your way up to the front. You've had a lot of bad luck this season in that number 28 machine, but here tonight, ending your season on a high. Tell us about it.
Man, I think the biggest thing that helped us out right there was that the big wreck, I think, on the backstretch, and I just somehow snaked my way up through it. I've worked so hard all season, and I'm just happy.
Yeah, you definitely have worked your tail off, and coming home with a third place finish must feel good. Of course, this is pretty much the last Super Speedway race with the Cup cars. We're going to move over into the trucks next season. Are you excited about that change? I know a lot of people are, because of the fact that these Cup cars just don't seem so racy on the Super Speedways anymore.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for that. I'm just hoping it's not too much of a repeat kind of thing, so I'll be racing them Thursday night, Friday night, just as long as it doesn't get boring, which I really don't think it will, because the trucks are a lot of fun to drive.
Well, they're a lot of fun to drive, especially on the Super Speedways, and I'm looking forward to it up here in the booth as well. Evan, you look back on this championship, does anything really stand out? Is it something you learned? Is it the fact that they did change the package mid-season? Kind of what's your thoughts and reflection on the season?
It was pretty good. I was actually relatively surprised everybody adapted so well within 1-2 races of getting the new package, and just how much time we could spend green just trying to learn the new package.
There was a lot of green flag racing this season, that is for sure. Definitely a lot of good races to go back and watch here on 3-Wide TV in the future. But Evan, before we let you go here to wrap up the season for you, any shout-outs?
I got to give a shout-out to Connor Dice and Evan Burke, just both of them for being here as a spotter, being here to help me through it, just keeping me, or telling me to keep my head going, just don't fall behind, stuff like that. So that's really all I got.
All right. Well, Evan, congratulations on finishing in the third place here tonight, and hope to see you again here up in the 3-Wide TV booth soon.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for our third place interview here tonight. We're going to do things a little bit differently here tonight. We're going to talk to our race winner second, and of course, leave Colin O'Leary for last. I believe William Kerwin has caught up with tonight's race winner.
Andrew, great run for you tonight, getting a win here in the last race. Take us through your night.
Oh man, pretty eventful. I think early on we lost the draft, and a caution came out, kind of saved us there. And then that green flag pit stop, they got off way faster than I did. And then we got that caution, and we got through the wreck of. As soon as we got through the wreck of JT and them, I figured we had a pretty good chance, especially with my teammate Colin behind me. He was pretty dedicated, pushing.
Yeah, I did not expect O'Leary to make any runs there at the end at you there.
I have to shout out him. He was committed to pushing, and I thank him for that. There's not many better teammates than that.
What are your thoughts for next year there with the switch over to the trucks there for the series?
Oh, I think it'll be a ton of fun. I think this package has kind of been ruined, especially for Talladega. It's just not meant for this. As soon as you get single file, it's kind of your race to lose, you could say. But I had a ton of fun tonight, and I feel like we had a win like in some other races, and we just couldn't secure it. And I think tonight we finally did it.
Yes, good job for you there, Andrew. Any shout outs before you go ahead and celebrate this victory?
My mom wants me to specifically shout out my family for letting me race. You can always go like SimShots on Facebook, GTR, and Butt Kicker. That's all I got.
All right, Andrew. We'll see you there next week there in the Figure 8 race, and then we'll get ready for the next season there. Good luck next year.
Yeah.
That was our first place finisher there, Peter, and you got Colin O'Leary.
The champ, Number 62, finishing second here tonight as well. Colin, we were a little bit concerned there with about 20 laps to go. You were back around the 14th position, and all of a sudden, great pit stop, had things go your way with some incidents, and you walk away as the series champion. Tell us about it.
Well, it was a wild night starting P3, and by the end of lap 2, being all the way back into the mid-20s, I think it was. And we just fought ourselves back up to second somehow. Just a lot of luck happened tonight.
Yeah, tell us
A lot of
about
incidents.
the pressure there going into that final green flag pit stop that you had with about a night 18, 19, 20 laps to go or so, because that's really where we up here in the booth are saying this is where championships can be won or lost. You had a fantastic pit stop. You gained quite a bit of track position. Tell us about it.
Well, I already knew since I was in 18th, I was going to just send it and hope for the best and hope no one hit me. Because I'm usually pretty good to get on the brakes late. So I was surprised that no one hit me because I think when we entered, we were 3 wide. And there was an incident that happened just in front of me. So I got lucky there to not be hit.
Well, hey, I'll tell you what, great race here tonight, but more importantly, picking up the series championship. You know, Jason Gracias was a worthy contender there at the end. Things didn't quite work out for him. You were the lucky one, and sometimes on these super speedways, all it takes is a little bit of luck, but it definitely was a lot of skill from you as well this season, picking up a couple of wins to your name, consistently finishing up there near the top 5. Reflecting on the championship, any thoughts?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun to take part in this. I just could not figure out this package, this new package they have. I honestly thought that Jason, Gracias, he was gonna win tonight again, make it 3 in a row, because he just knew something about it that I just didn't think anyone else knew. He was just constantly up at the front and winning.
Yeah, some bad luck there happening at the end, but Colin, I mean, I think you said it, that the number 1 of Jason Gracias is a worthy contender and a driver you're going to have to be concerned about next season when we jump over into the trucks. You think you'll be able to defend your crown with the trucks?
I hope so. The trucks drive a lot better at a super speedway than these cup cars do. But in the trucks, I haven't had great luck recently, so we'll see what we can make happen next season.
And speaking of the trucks, folks, we didn't really mention it here tonight, but tomorrow night, the National Sim Racing Association kicks off the Stay Tuned Sports Truck Series right here on 3Wide TV in the Stay Tuned Sports 300. Colin, you're in that race. What are your thoughts about that one tomorrow night?
Yeah, we starting from the back. I think it's around 36. So I usually like to start in the front. So we'll definitely see. You can go 2 and 3 wide in the trucks. So I really hope that we can make it a good run tomorrow.
Definitely going to be a really exciting one right here on 3Wide TV. I'm very much looking forward to it. Colin, before we let you go, champ, any final thoughts and any shout-outs you want to give?
I have some shout-outs. Sim Shots, Butt Kicker, and GTR Simulator. They were great. Andrew, he was a great teammate. I didn't really care about the win tonight, and I knew it meant a lot to him to get that win in this series. So I just happily pushed him to a P1.
Really, really cool to hear that between the teammates. And, of course, you're picking up the championship. I don't think Andrew was going to do anything to try and thwart you winning that championship there at the end of the race. Well, congratulations again. We'll see you again here tomorrow night on 3Wide TV. Best of luck in the Stay Tuned Sports 300, the biggest race of the National Sim Racing Association season.
Yes, thank you.
All right, well, that's going to do it for our race second place finisher. Not a race winner. Usually, I'm used to saying race winner there at the end, but the champion, Colin Ullery, coming home in second here tonight. And William, what a great job it was by that number 62. Got some luck there at the end. And remember, he was pole vaulted into the air at one point tonight.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I was just gonna say that, I counted him out there with before those cautions, and then next thing you know, he was there in the top 5. That big wreck happened. He got through it, and it was able to come home second with the championship there. So great job for him to win this championship. Congratulations to him and Andrew, teammates 1 and 2 tonight there. As we take a look at the race results, Evan Gilbert, excellent job for him, 3rd place. John Canizaro, 4th place. 5th place is Brett Wilson. 6th place, Joe Tardiff. 7th place, Brian Bradley. 8th place, Brad Kirby. 9th place, JT Poole, who led pretty much the first half of this race, even maybe longer, until he got caught up in those accidents. 10th, James Woodard. And Peter, a lot of these guys that usually have bad luck ended up finishing the top 10 there tonight. So congrats to everybody there being able to get nice finishes.
Jason Gracias, 2nd place in points entering into the night, coming home in 11th. Shane Ledoux in 12th. John Doble, he was up there at the front of the field. We got to talk to him there briefly before everything went wrong. He finishes down in 13th, nothing of his own doing. Jason Freeman, Sean Kostritza, 14th and 15th. Stephen Doziak Jr., Robert Narberg in 17th, with Nathan Maurer rounding out your top 18 here tonight. Back behind them, Doug Neal finishes 19th, Dominic Provite 20th, Jeffrey Vickery 21st, Chris Darling 22nd, 19 laps down. In fact, quite a few of these drivers out of fast repairs by the end of the night. Mitchell Adams 23rd, Woody Woodard in 24th, Ben Adams, Paul Bilson, Almond Hall, Jimmy Reynolds, and Evan Burke. I don't believe Evan Burke got to turn any laps here tonight in his number 42 machine, but nonetheless will be scored with a 29th place finish here at Talladega Superspeedway. William, great having you up here in the booth. I'm hearing rumors that you might actually be in a race car next season.
Yeah, I should. I'm hoping to do it, and I can't wait to get back in behind the wheel. And it's been fun up here, Peter, with you doing this for the last month or so there. And hopefully you can find a good replacement and, have some fun with it next year.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll be taking applications here in the 3Wide TV chat, so make sure you make yourself heard. And if you start jumping up and down and saying me, well, you might as well. You might just end up with the job. I don't know at this present moment in time, but definitely great having you up here in the booth, William. I really, really appreciate it. Really, I think, after you jumped into the booth back at Daytona and really start to warm up, we had some very crazy races up until tonight here at Talladega. Some very fun calls, and really appreciated it. And of course, appreciate everyone at the National Sim Racing Association, as well as Taz Racing Customs, for jumping on board and sponsoring the series. And also Threat Level Midnight Racing Team for sponsoring the last 2 races, including here tonight. And going to be very much looking forward to the Figure 8 race next week. It's going to be a fun one. It's the first one we've ever done here on 3Wide TV, according to the other co-producer. I've never produced one. So that should be a lot of fun next week, William.
Yeah, I can't wait to. Maybe that'll be my last one with you there. We'll see how it goes there. It's going to be wild and crazy. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of wrecks. So, just something fun to get these guys ready for next season, get all the last little bit of anger out. Maybe have some incidents with another driver. You can just take it out there. But man, again, Peter, it's been a pleasure doing this with you for the last month or so. I just can't wait to get back into the race car.
Absolutely. Well, folks, big shout out to our friends over at SimTV for the camera angles we bring you each and every week here on 3Wide TV. But for myself, Peter Short, William alongside me, and everyone else here on the channel and the National Sim Racing Association, have a good night, stay safe, and we shall see ya.